Oh,
What are we
I
doing?
didn't.
Oh, there it is. Putz.
Boom! We're off with another episode of Booze Your Dad of the podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Alan Snyder, here with my boy, dancing for nickels on the subway. It's Zach Elias. What's up, buddy?
Dancing. Not much. How you been?
I'm doing okay. We're starting this podcast a minute early. You care to explain?
Yeah, because there's a possibility that midway through, my computer just craps out, which I'm sure Alan would love to go solo, be like a closer. I don't know. I got battery issues. I got things. I got to go to the guy tomorrow. The whole thing is tits up. We've all got our problems. Go on.
Listen back. Going to the gyno tomorrow.
Not the gyno, him too, but the guy, the computer guy who fucked up the first time. I'm gonna go in there and raise holy hell.
I know a guy that'll fix your glove real good.
What?
Booze Your Dad of the podcast. Tuesdays, we do it live. Saturdays, we post it later. We're having fun. We had a great collaborative episode last week. Shout out to, not the feelings, what were they called? Bruising Banter.
Bruising dudes or bruising Jews?
Zach,
That's what we should be, bruising Jews!
Oh, okay. Let me see if I can change that. All right, let's start this over. Wait, how much battery are we down to?
Not much.
I was listening back to the episode. Tell me that guy doesn't sound like Silicon Valley.
Which guy? Like Kamar, what's his
The
name?
guy. You know which guy I'm talking about.
Right. This guy fucks. Not that guy. I know what you're talking about. A little bit, yeah. I said I liked it better the first time I heard it was Perfect Strangers.
Zach, we got an episode planned for everybody today. We'll see how much of this you're a part of. But before we get into today's episode, why don't you tell everybody what you are drinking?
From the Narragansett Brewing Company, Del Shandy. I know you like Shandies, and I know you like Del.
Shannon, one of my favorite songs in the world. But, Zach, that was literally on at my wedding, the crossword. That is the one.
Huh?
The
one I didn't get?
Yeah. That's my glory hole right there. That specific one.
Right, but I thought that I got that one.
Possibly.
I got most of them. Somewhere, that stupid thing. Anyway, go on, E2. What are you drinking there, fun boy?
Well, depending on where you're from is going to make how you say this, but from the Ellicottville Brewing Company, Pineapple Upside Down Shake, India Pale Ale brewed with pineapple and cherry puree. It is 6.7% alcohol by volume. Little Valley, New York, Ellicottville, where the hell is that?
I don't know, but I got it, I think. No, I still have this stupid thing. Where the hell? What BBQ place? Give me 19 across. That's a biggie.
Release the Kraken.
Oh, you're a fucking show.
Cheers.
So I'm going to have to call Texas Josh to find out what barbecue joint you guys got on the age. Not going to happen.
I dropped the Ellicott. How would you say that? Ellicott.
Ellicott.
You would say Ellicott, yeah. So it's a Maryland thing, the same way BOWIE is.
BOWIE? I don't know. Bowie?
It's Bowie if you're from Maryland.
I think so.
Terrible. Zachy got an episode for today. Episode 191. Calling this one
X.com.
Why don't you tell everybody what X.com is?
Malcolm X's website. No, it's new Twitter or Malcolm X's website.
That's your second Malcolm X. You might want to dial it down just a little bit.
What you want to go to? Frederick Douglass?
Tell me what you know about X.com.
Well, I know what, XXX.com, but X.com not as much. I know Elon Musk likes the letter, SpaceX and such.
That's where I was going with this.
Hey, Ron Katz, welcome back.
Twitter's dying.
I know.
Why the X? Has anything ever been rebranded where they just change a name and you're like, oh, a new Coke, okay.
Yeah, it never works.
Right? Isn't this a little strange?
It's a lot strange. He has too much money and is just thrilled to kill this thing. It's just like getting him off and killing this thing.
They're actually hemorrhaging money. It's getting really bad. Like, it's in the point that you can start doing it's not going to be around in 2030.
No, there's, Truth Social's hot, and Zuckerberg's got one coming out, or it's out.
Threads came out. Apparently, it's down like 70%. Like, they got some type of users to sign up. Everybody that I know that ever signed up was like, yeah, I signed up, did it for a day, don't care anymore.
I'm so big on Lemonade, you don't even know. I did that once.
Lemonade?
Yeah, it's supposed to replace TikTok. It's nonsense. These both sites.
Zach, I'm gonna tell a story, but I had my brother-in-law and the 3 kids over here over the weekend. I dropped a milk lemonade round the corner Fudge just made. They had no idea what I was talking about.
That's old school.
That's a deep cut.
Now it is.
Figure it out.
They can't. Could we invent new Twitter?
No, the problem is it's done. It's going to be a new iteration of something. There's not going to be a new Twitter. I actually was curious. You've never gone on Twitter, or you just don't
A few
care?
times. Every now and then, and like talk to Jamie Stelter once, but like that was about it.
I bebop around Twitter
Gilead?
all the time, where it's just like I'll look at my phone, I'll get into bed, it's 10:47, I go, all right, I'm just gonna read my For You for 10 minutes, and half of it's absolute garbage. Every now and then, there's like, remember I read you that Danny DeVito rant that one time? Like, there are some gems every now and then. So I don't know, this whole rebranding thing, maybe I put this in our title just a little bit of clickbait, but I think it's really strange. And like you said, what is his obsession with the letter X?
Too much Indiana Jones in The Last Crusade? I don't know. X marks the spot.
I looked into Connery. It wasn't bad, Connery. Zachy, I did look into buying you Z.com, but I was like, I don't know. Because like,
what's the going rate for it?
I think you can't do like a one letter, because X.com originally was Elon Musk's online bank. You know, he founded PayPal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's where he got most of the money to do all this crap. So X.com was an online bank or something. So it's you're not getting it. You like the letter Z. I actually was surprised when I stopped to think about it. I love certain colors. I love certain flags. I love certain numbers. I couldn't care less about a letter. I don't have like a A.com.
A.com, huh? What colors you like? You like lime green? You like yellow? You like there's other colors.
I like orange.
That's not where I went with yellow.
I don't get it.
Your wife.
Half yellow. It's like a pale.
Like a Twinkie.
This is a really bad story. I don't know if I ever told you this. There was one time Julia wasn't feeling so great, and she's on the subway going, I'm not feeling great. I feel very dizzy. And I look at her, not making a joke, she looked like The Simpsons. Like, she was as yellow as you get, and she ended up passing out on the subway. And it was like, meanwhile, New York City subway, everybody's throwing us waters and helping us out. I couldn't believe it. But it was one of those like, oh yeah, I guess Asians are yellow. Maybe that's not racist. It's just scientists. You know? It's like high calorie individuals.
All stereotypes are true.
Zach, finish this sentence. Don't knock it
till you try it.
When you go to the store and something that you typically get, like a chip or a cereal, has a new ridiculous flavor, are you like, hey, I'll try some chocolate Frosted Flakes? Or you're like, get the hell out of here?
Usually get the hell out of here. Sometimes I will, but I'll always check the calorie count beforehand. Because if it's quadruple the original, I'm not going for it.
I couldn't resist buying chips this past weekend. Lay's now makes a Cuban sandwich flavored chip. Not horrible.
That's Gamora.
It's a pickle chip with like some ham flavoring on it.
Ham flavoring is not great.
You're so wrong.
This guy.
Okay. And then talking about something else I tried recently, I have a confession to make. So I'm driving around. I'm super busy. A lot of times I'll hit up the local McDonald's just because I need something quick and easy. Big fan of the filet of fish.
We know.
Big fan. Well, I went there on a Friday, and then I was driving around, and I thought I'd be able to make it home. They called me and said, no, you have another 2 patients to see. So I said, all right, I'll hit McDonald's. I'm not a fan of the nuggets. Seconds, not minutes. Absolutely.
We've all been there.
I'm driving. You need dipping sauces for the nuggets, which I can't really do while I'm driving. So I was like, you know what? I'll get a double cheeseburger or something. So I go to the drive-thru. Can't find that on the extra value meal, but they have a double quarter pounder. So I was like, well, I don't know if I've ever had one of them. It was good. It was really good. Their actual hamburgers are not the like processed crap. They're like a Five Guys burger that's on a griddle, and it's good. McDouble, you're welcome.
McDouble?
Maybe I could have gotten just the regular quarter pounder, but it has the onions, it has the pickles, it has the ketchup, which I love all this. But I'm saying about the actual burgers, solid.
Really? I probably won't try it, but I'll take your word for it.
Right?
It's a lot of meat.
I want to talking to you about being fashionably late, or just late in general, because I'm sitting around, I think this was last weekend on Twitter. It's 10:30 and Twitter is going mental, or X.com is going mental. Beyonce, over 2 hours the fans are sitting there and she still hasn't arrived on stage. Soldier Field in Chicago, they're like, I'm watching these videos, they're like, fans are doing the wave. What do you do? You go to concerts. You're a concert guy. You got a
Yeah.
kid. You're not getting your money back if you leave. What do you do?
You start screaming. You start booing. Get the fuck out. Get a chant.
What
Was she like
happens?
late, or was she just doing her thing backstage?
I didn't really finish the story, and it truthfully didn't matter. I don't care if she's having diarrhea from her mouth. Put something on the stage. Put a sign up to say something to the fans.
Yeah, you gotta
People
say
just
something.
right. Also, South Side of Chicago.
It's gonna get rough.
North Side.
I
Actually,
think it's
I'm
north
not
side,
sure
but nevertheless, like you gotta do something. Like she's wrong if she doesn't put a movie on
That's not a bad idea. What movie would you put on?
for Chicago. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I mean, you gotta do something.
When it comes to being late, you're a pretty on time guy. I've seen
I'm
that
always
through
early.
you.
Yeah,
We Eat the Rats having a housewarming on Saturday. No invite, I know.
you can eat a bag of dicks.
I have another friend. Let's just call him T Null. No. Tim N. So just to remain some anonymity, who I've already texted like, how late are you going to be to this? Because he's late for everything. At what point do you go, it's a 1 o'clock start? At what point do you go, just don't come? Like, he's going to listen to this, by the way, Saturday morning. At what point do you say, like, dude, come on?
Or you tell him it starts at noon.
I told Stevie to do that. Go ahead. It starts at 1. He shows up at X. When do you lose your mind? Be like, come on, dude. What's your problem?
It starts at 1. He shows up at X. Me,
Yeah.
2 o'clock. I'm nuts. I'm incensed. Why?
3:30. His
send a
daughter has
gift.
nap time.
That bothers me. Put the kid in the car and call it a day. How old's his daughter? 32?
2.5. Regular
the
2.
kid can suck it up.
Zachy, last week I teased a bet that I'd like to make with you. If you're game,
Okay.
football season should be starting in a couple of weeks. Teams are reporting and whatever.
Yeah.
Your team and my team have the exact same odds to win the Super Bowl right now. I think it's like plus 1,200 or something like that. Here is my offer, because I don't like betting money. And I'm going to phrase this carefully. Stay awake. You can do this. When we do a podcast episode on a Tuesday or Wednesday, after both of our teams have played that weekend, if one of our teams wins and the other team loses, the losing person has to take a shot, suck a nip, do it, whatever it is, on air.
Suck a nip? Who's nip?
Yeah. Like a little nip. That's what Bliss calls them. Like the miniatures.
Oh, I call those too. Yeah, it's a New York thing. I mean, it doesn't even like suck a tit.
You can do that
Fine.
too, for all I
Jenna,
care.
pop a tit out. Yeah, but like the first time one of our teams wins and loses in the same weekend.
Every time during this season. Now, I'm not phrasing it like the Simpsons episode. Right. I'm not phrasing it like the Simpsons episode where it's like the father of the boy who doesn't win. I'm saying if both of our teams win, nothing. If both of our teams lose, nothing. If one of our teams on a bye, nothing. It has to be my team wins, your team loses.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Good.
Sure. I'll fall down drunk anyway. What do I care?
Very good.
Well, by the way, Jets are winning 5 games. And if you think they're not, you haven't been watching this team. Like,
Mets
I've
making
seen
the
Blackjack
playoffs.
before. No.
Have you never seen Blackjack?
It was great.
Hey, Jack, feeling quirky? Give me some jerky.
My computer's about to die imminently. Not
God.
especially device add to my account. Fuck this noise. Not especially. It was a shockingly slow news week. But did you know the Freeze? Is this in your piece of dues? The Freeze, the guy that runs in Atlanta. Have you ever seen
No
that
idea
guy?
what you're talking about.
Okay, so they have.
Are you talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger and Batman?
Yeah, him. No, they essentially have A-Train from The Boys. Some like track star, and he's called the Freeze, and they give the fan some like a 10-second head start around the full outfield dirt, and they have to get there, and then the Freeze runs you down at the end. And it's rare that a fan wins. Some fan had him beat. Done. It was over, and he trips and falls flat on his face about this far from the finish line. I don't know how you've missed this. It's amazing. He eats dirt.
What's funny is I have a ton of sports-related Pichadu candidates, so I definitely missed this.
There's a thing. You're a medical guy.
Ish.
Rare case of green hairy tongue, and they say the article says it is nightmare fuel. Enjoy green hairy tongue.
Oh,
I don't know, but like the term made me laugh. Green hairy tongue.
that's the scientific explanation.
Apparently.
Absolutely.
And the New York State Assemblyman wrote a bill using AI. He just
Uh,
wrote a bill using ChatGPT. The whole thing's fucking ridiculous.
yeah, it's not good.
That's all
Not
I've
great,
got.
Bob. All right. Well, how about what you watching?
So we just started watching Fubar. It's excellent. I mean, the first episode was funny. The Schwarzenegger like show, it's like a spy show. Whatever.
I haven't
Episode
started.
1 was funny. Other than that, we're watching Sunny and Tacoma FD because I think it's funny, and it's the guys who did what's it called, Beer League and Super Troopers.
Yeah, the Reno 911 guys, right?
No, it's not the Reno 911 guys. That's the state. The other guys, the Broken Lizard guys.
Yeah. Give me a large farva.
Right, precisely. Large Pharma. That's really all I've got for you. Not a ton.
You need something?
I
got something.
What do you got? What should I be watching besides Fubar?
On Apple, it was being promoted up the wazoo that one day we said, let's just watch it. Idris Elba is on a plane. I'm about to tell you the name of the show. It's called Hijack, and the plane is getting hijacked. You now have the plot. It is 7 hours. They basically do it in real time. Each episode is an hour. You don't even know why they're hijacking a plane for like 5 episodes. It's fantastic. You're sitting there the whole time going like, all right, you know what it is? It's a movie back in the day with executive decision and like a Steven Seagal, like Dark Territory. It's like one of those movies you're like, I know exactly what's happening right now, and I don't care. It's meant for like you and me. The acting is fantastic.
Love it.
Nobody in it that you've ever heard. I did hear a great joke about it because in the show, Idris Elba has an ex-wife who's dating a white guy. And this show is a British show where it should be on the BBC, but it's not. So there's one of my favorite podcasts.
What about Idris Elba's BBC?
One of my favorite podcasters, shout out Van Lathan, love this guy. I think he's hysterical.
Yeah, he's great.
Do you know him? He does the rewatchables, right?
Yeah, he does the rewatchables. He's a big therapy guy. It's a mess.
So he's doing a recap of this show the other day. I listened to this podcast. I'm dying. And he goes, the wife, just like the producer, didn't want the BBC.
Ah, that's pretty good.
It actually killed me. So I thought that was great. Hey, ready? Moving on. We are flying through this today. All right, let's
I've got literally 4% battery, I think.
P. Shadu of the week. I have a lot of candidates, and I'm going to go through them, and then we're going to do trivia with our fans then, I guess. So I hope Ron Katz is sticking around, and we'll go from there. Candidate number 1, Carlos Rodon, finally back pitcher for the Yankees, gets lit up the other day, walking off, blows the fans a kiss.
An asshole.
Why you don't address the fans?
He's
making $160-some million. Just throw the goddamn ball. Shut up and dribble.
Exactly.
One of BYD's favorites to make fun of, at least for me, is Jared Kelenic for the Seattle Mariners. Or I guess he was technically a Met before. I don't know.
Before Cano and Diaz.
And you hear he broke his foot kicking a Gatorade cooler the other day?
That happens.
What an idiot. That happens. Maybe Europe should do. Between your computer, between your takes, between your high energy tonight.
I got energy.
Got nothing.
I got nothing. You've got nothing. Your mother. Who listens?
Candidate number 3. Football season is coming. I'm looking into maybe getting a new jersey because I'm getting all the ads right now. So I go on and look like, all right, what type of jerseys do they have? I'm just going to go ahead. I wish. I'm just going to go ahead and say it, but there's a whole section. It said dad. And I was like, oh, I wonder what dad jerseys they're selling. Maybe a Steve Smith senior or something. It is literally every team, every jersey where it just says dad with a number 1. I think that's the douchiest thing in the world.
That's awful.
I think that's so stupid.
You should get a Smith senior.
Why?
It's pretty. Why not? You're Smith senior now. You're a dad.
I'm a Snyder senior.
Fine. Well, there's not going to be Snyders out there.
Candidate number 4. I was looking the other day at a menu. Somebody sent me
Cohen or an Ian Gold, black Jewish jersey.
How about a Naeem Hines?
Oh, that'll get you there. Naeem Hines.
Somebody sent me a list of beers. They were out the other day. They were like, hey, which beer do you think I would like? And on the side of it was the prices. And it was 6, 7, 6. And then it was like 7.5, 8.5. The 50 cents really bothered me. If you're not going to do like $6.00 or $5.99, why $6.50? I'd rather pay the extra 50 cents. Yeah, I said it.
What? You'd rather pay an extra 50?
If they're doing like 6, because it was for a pint and then it was for a 22. So it was like 6/9, 7/10. Then it was like 8.5 and 13. The 0.5 really.
Are you sure those aren't the alcohol percentages?
I'm very sure, Zach.
All right.
Saw a great article online. Magic Johnson now has decided to go ahead and buy a team. It is, I don't know, he now has been a partial owner of a bunch of different teams, right? It was like an MLL and a NBA and this and that. If we're doing acronyms, if we're doing initials, why don't we just throw HIV in there? Like he beat HIV. That is absolutely amazing that he did that. I was surprised that they didn't put that on there. Keeping it going. Candidate number 6. We have, this was from, I think, the Brewers versus the Reds the other day. The Reds have a new, welcome back, Zach Elias.
You don't
hear
even
me?
know what's happening here.
Oh, I love this. So you have echoes? What's going on?
No, I'm good.
Okay. So the other day at the Brewers and Reds game, they had up on the big screen, the Brewers decided to troll Ellie De La Cruz. And they put up something in the 3rd inning that said, Ellie De La Cruz almost hit a home run in the 1st inning or something like that because he had warning track power. Do you know what he did at his next at bat?
He crushed one.
Crushed one. Why are you trolling this guy? He's a professional player.
I missed the Pisha do before that, by the way.
You have to listen back. I kept it going.
All right.
Keep it moving. Next candidate. So there's a heat thingy going on right now where there's actually a lot of burn injuries and heat stroke, which I do feel bad for. But Texas prisoners lost AC the other day. Do you know how much sympathy I have for Texas prisoners?
Oh, there's a lot more to that sordid story.
Go on.
Well, they lost AC and you have no sympathy for them. They also apparently have to buy bottled water. And to counteract all of this, what did the governor of Texas do? He raised the price of water by 50%.
Love it. You know what, Zach?
How are they getting money? But like, cool.
These people are in jail. I hope they serve them Thai food every night for dinner. Like, fuck them.
Thai food.
Yes, the worst food in the world.
It's very carby.
It's very peanutty.
It's a lot going on with Thai food.
Next candidate number 8. See what your girl Doja Cat did?
I don't know who Doja Cat is.
She was in an episode of The Little Dicky Show, which is also very watchable. Doja Cat, she's
there, little guy.
Let's just say she's like a Lady Gaga light from 10 years ago. Like she's kind of on that path where she's becoming iconic. Well, she tours. I think she does music. Couldn't name a single thing she's ever done. You know how they have like Swifties or for Taylor Swift and Lady Gaga had her little monsters? Well, for whatever reason, they say that she actually coined the phrase like little kittens for Doja Cat. Her fans have started calling themselves little kittens. She went on a tirade being like, you all are losers and need to get a life.
Way to be endearing to the fans.
Fans that buy her tickets. At which point they were like, oh, that was pretty harsh. Are you sure that's what I meant to say? And she doubled down and be like, yeah, this is ridiculous that you're doing this. Like, you all need to have a bigger hobby than following me and giving yourself.
At least she shows up to her concerts. That really bothers me.
It was really, really bad. Next candidate. You hear about the criminal who was going around stealing Cadbury eggs?
No.
They're calling him the Easter Bunny thief or something. Stole over $200,000 worth of Cadbury cream eggs. I think it was in England where they're very hard to come by. Got 1.5 years in jail.
How did he carry that many eggs?
Not all at once. I think they found his stash at his house.
But like, they're at every Dwayne Reed here. Why are they hard to come by there?
I don't know. I guess they just are. Next candidate. Walmart has decided to do sensory reduced hours from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. certain days where people are talking quieter. There's no music over the loud system. Pretty soft, huh?
It's pretty wimpy.
Why handle it? I think they just people who get sensory overload. There's a person right now.
10:01, it just doesn't matter anymore.
I wish they had all the time. Ever been to a Walmart? It's a shit show.
I've maybe been to one Walmart in my life.
I was about to say, as I said that, I was like, he's never been to a Walmart. Target?
I don't love it. I've been, but I'm not proud of it.
And my favorite story. I was following this in real time just because we had Julia's brother over. Did you hear about the woman? I think it was a Florida woman who got arrested for hiring a hitman to kill her child.
What?
Woman arrested.
How hard is it to kill a kid?
Well, Exactly. Well, remember last week somebody poisoned their kid, which is absolutely horrible. But it was a 3-year-old. So I was getting this like bit by bit. So every time I'd go out and come back, I'd hear more and more on the radio. And she hired a hitman because this guy she was seeing who broke up with her didn't like kids. And she was upset. So she said, I'll hire a hitman. At which point you're like, wait, why would you hire a hitman? Its story gets better. She went online to a website to find said hitman. Do you know what that website was named?
Hitmen.com.
Somebody set up a parody account, hitman.com. Who's dumber? But also, who thinks of that? Like, all right, we're going to set up this thing, hitman.com. She goes to the site or she hires the hitman. I don't know where to start.
How are there other candidates?
This was my gold medal. I thought that was pretty bad, but
let's forever.
Let's go through them one more time. Rodon blows a kiss, Kelnick kicking a cooler, Dad, #1 jerseys, beers that go in 50-cent increments. Candidate number 5 was Magic Johnson buys the team. They listed the initials, but they didn't list the fact that he's beat HIV, which are also 3 good initials. That should be in his bio. The Brewers trolling Illy de la Cruz. Texas prisoners lose AC. We have Doja Cat and her kittens, Easter Bunny criminal, Walmart sensory hours, and parody website hirehitman.com.
It's the parody website followed closely by Beyonce for being I cannot believe she didn't show up to her own concert.
I think she may have showed up, but she was just 2 hours late. That also might be the first time, and I always said this, you can choose a piece you do of the week from more than anything else we've said through the whole episode. That's
I went off there. She's awful for that. I'd be seething. There's kids in her crowd.
It's true. I want to give an update. I've always there's the amount of times that I just say something completely wrong. I don't know if I amended this last week. Huh?
Always say things wrong.
I do. There's so many things that I say wrong that like even in, I told you about Steven Jackson complaining that he didn't make the Hall of Fame. I got that story completely wrong. As I said it afterwards, it was clock killing Corey Dillon. That's the guy who was really upset about it. So sorry, Steven Jackson.
In there either. He sucks.
Oh no! Nothing. The facts are the same. The names were wrong. Everything stays the same there. But I want to give you an update on a couple things. First off, remember we talked about Kevin Costner, and you were talking about his alimony.
Yeah.
Do you know what he's worth?
I have no idea.
$245 million.
And that's usually on the low side. So what is it? $100,000 a month?
I did the math. It's going to be like $6 million. It was not that much because the kid was 13. I looked it up.
Now what, he ends at 18?
I believe so. I'll let you know in 17 years.
Exactly.
And I think you're going to like this update. The Immaculate Inning, I decided to give it a shot. And I was hooked for 48 hours. And for me, I was like, oh, this is so great.
Every day at 12:01. I got 9th in. Today was easy.
I like the football one more than the baseball one.
Weak. I hate it.
Is what it is.
But
I went ahead and sent it out to my baseball guys. And do you know who was amazed by it and thought it was the best thing ever and refuses to listen to this podcast?
Because he's an asshole. MD.
He's not an MD. He's a DC. But Rosenpenis was like, he was like, I think this is the best thing. Chiropractor. It's very good as well.
All right. Anyway, give me his number. Let's put us on a chain, the 3 of us. Every day at midnight, we'll do Immaculate Inning, the 2 of us together, and torture you.
Meanwhile, speaking of chains, I heard that you texted my boy Ann the other day for his birthday. It meant a lot to him. I just want you to know he made a point to say something.
No, the fact that it meant something to him makes it less fun.
Well, I was on the phone with him. This is funny. So I'm talking to them last night.
The man,
Shelby and Ann go out for dinner for his birthday, and we're talking, and I'm kind of just like keeping them company on their way home. And the conversation is getting pretty stale. And next thing you know, I just look at them and I go, so how much longer till you're home? And they go, oh, we've been home. We've been sitting in the garage talking to you. I'm like, oh my God, get me off the phone.
Phone call talking?
Yeah.
That's when you got to conference me in. Like, just
Shelby called me. We need a crib. It worked,
That's when you got to conference me in. We're running on empty here. Let's.
Hey, Zachy, I got trivia for you. Are you ready?
I had trivia too, but you gave me you shot me down.
I did, because I really put a lot of effort in mine, and keeping with today's episode of...
I didn't put effort in?
You should see your computer right now. But anyways...
Computer's from 1904.
Our name of our episode being X.com, I wanted to test your knowledge today on famous X's of celebrities. Are you ready?
Mine is so much better. I hate you. Go on.
Question number 1. Before she was in A League of Her Own, or A League of Their Own, she was married to a quirky Jeff Goldblum for 4 years, 1987 to 1991.
They met in The Fly. Gina Davis. Next question.
Speaking of A League of Their Own, she's in A League of Her Own as far as I'm concerned. At least she was.
Gina Davis?
67, but back in A League of Their Own.
Talk show.
Question the second. From 90 to 92, Uma Karuna Thurman was wifey number 2 of 5 of this Oscar-winning British actor.
Anthony Hopkins? I have no idea.
He was in Harry Potter.
Alan Rickman?
He played Churchill.
Oh.
Get off of my plane.
Harrison Ford?
Said it too.
I have no idea.
Scary Oldman, you're the worst.
Oh, yeah.
Question number 3. Believe it or not, Kid Rock was married only one time in 2006 to 2007 to what former Playboy playmate?
Pamela Anderson, right?
Yeah, the only one that matters. Question number 4. Coach Gordon Bombay, better known as Emilio Estevez, was married from 92 to 1994 to what 80s pop star?
Tiffany? I have no idea.
Dancer for the Lakers?
Paula Abdul?
Yeah.
Nice Jewish girl. And he couldn't keep her? Oh. Anything.
And question number 5. In 2005, the pride of UT, Hook'em, Renee Zellweger, had a very brief wedding to what quickly annulled, that was quickly annulled to which country music star of today?
Garth Brooks?
Of today?
Jason Aldean?
That's a really good guess because he's in the news. Keep going. Keep naming people. We'll get there. I got beer.
Your country star of today? Brad Paisley?
You're on fire. The other one.
I don't know another one. Carrie Underwood? They're lesing out? I have no idea, man. Exactly. You got me. You sunk my battleship. I'm out of country stars. Hootie?
Okay. You were supposed to say Toby Keith, which is wrong, but the correct answer was chicken parm. You taste so good.
You
don't see commercials.
Brad Paisley.
It's Kenny Chesney.
Dude, he could walk in right now with a name tag on that says Brad Paisley. I wouldn't know who Kenny Chesney is.
Why would his name tag say?
I don't know. Just to fool me even more.
Wearing a paisley tie. Does Brad Paisley wear paisley ties?
I don't know.
Should, right? Do you think he's related to the paisley tie?
It's the Paisley, the Paisley fortune. That's where the money comes from.
That's when the wars come in.
Exactly.
Booze Your Daddy, the podcast. Thanks for listening to tonight's episode. Had some technical difficulties, of course, not on my end. We had some fun. Before we sign off, hey, Zach, do you know what I watched 2 hours of the other night because I hate my life?
Go on.
The Women's World Cup, Team USA.
How'd that go for you? I'll watch the finals. I'm not watching prelim.
Did you know that chick Rodman is Dennis Rodman's daughter?
I don't know who Rodman is on the team.
She has the same hue as Dennis Rodman.
Fair enough. I'll check out the next game. Text me when it's on.
Tomorrow.
Text me the 88th minute. I'm never going to get the rest of it.
We out.
All right. Bye-bye.